Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tracy. Look at the adorable sweater vest I found at a thrift store. It's called Slope Vintage. It's in Brooklyn and I completely fell in love with the print of it, and it's just knitted so beautifully, as you can see. And I love the gray, black, and white combination. And you know, sweater vests are very in this fall, so I just was like, I have to get this. It's a little bit big for this video. I just wanted to show you guys how to tailor something to your size. I'm just going to be showing you guys how I hem knits and work with them, just because finishing your ends is very important on this so the yarns don't unravel. And I'm sorry, I know this week's a very minimal upcycle, but I am working on a custom order for a client. I'll be showing you guys next week the custom order. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm deciding to take it in at the shoulder just because it's slightly longer than I want it to be, and the sides are a little bit big. It's really cute oversized, but I kind of just want to crop it and make it more flattering on my body. I start by taking my sweater vest and I find my shoulder seam and seam rip that on both sides. Most knitted sweater vests are fully fashioned, so they don't have any seams. So you just want to find the natural shoulder and cut away. Now that your shoulders are separate, I'm just taking the front shoulder and removing 3/4 of an inch. The back panel fit perfectly fine. It was just the front, because with a bigger size, it goes over generally a bigger bust, so the front needs to be taken up. I'm taking my water-soluble marker and marking 3/4 of an inch on the inside of the front shoulder. After doing that, I'm just overlocking my back shoulder, and if you don't have an overlocker, you can use your regular sewing machine and do the zigzag stitch off the edge. Now I'm sewing the shoulders back together, so I'm placing right sides together, and I'm just lining the back overlocked shoulder right above the blue line, and I'm pinning it together. Since this is a knit, you can just stretch the shoulder to fit. Repeat to the other side. After pinning your shoulders, take it to your sewing machine and just stitch on that new line. And don't forget to back tack. I back tack like 2 or 3 times just so I make sure it's super secure at the edge. My sewing stitch size is set at a 2.2 just so I can make sure I grab all of those yarns. I'm just pressing the shoulder seams flat and open, and you get a really nice crisp line on the outside. Since we sewed a new shoulder line, you have like a little bit of excess seam allowance. Cut away and just keep trimming until you can't see it underneath. Take the raw edge of the front piece and just overlock it as close as possible to the seam line. Since I can't back tack on my overlock machine, I have these thread ends, so I'm just taking a needle and weaving them in and out of the overlock edge. And I knot it off. Next, I'm adjusting the side seams, and my sweater vest has no stitched side seam. So I'm just finding the natural side seams and just cutting. I turn the vest inside out and start pinning the side seam right sides together. I make sure to match the armholes. And I pin the other side as well. I grab my ruler and go in 3/4 of an inch at the armhole and 1/2 inch at the hem. So it's like a slightly slanted line. Mark that all the way down. And I repeat to the other side seam. I take it to my sewing machine and just stitch on that new line. I overlock as close as possible to that stitch. I press the side seam towards the back panel. Yay, finally the last step. I'm folding up the hem 1.5 inches and I'm just pinning this all the way around. I'm making sure to line up the side seams and the front edges. The button closest to the hem is in the way, so I'm just cutting it off and saving it for another project. After pinning the hem down, just take it to your sewing machine and do a straight stitch. I stitched about 1 inch away from the edge. And don't forget to back tack. Because my sweater vest has a center front button closure, I'm just using my straight stitch. But if this was a pullover, you would have to use your double needle so it would stretch while you put it on. I loved how the sweater vest turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.